Models for expressions. In previous screencasts, we've discussed expressions. In this screencast, we'll talk about how the book shows expressions being modeled. There's two methods. The first one shows dots, like these three and that one, and the second one has dots within boxes, and that one includes variables. So basically what they want you to do is to look at this and say, first look at the number of rows, and that's 3. And then how many columns, and that's 3. And then its multiplication, 3 times 3. So this one's going to be 3 times 3, or 3 squared. It's by itself, there's only one. This has two separate ones. We're going to be adding two separate things. This one is just 3, 1 times 3. And this one is 2 times 4. Because of order of operation, we don't need to put parentheses around our 2 times 4 because that's done first anyways. Alright, we move down to the third one. We now have 3 different ones. So this can be written a few different ways. We're going to put a plus sign here and a plus sign there. We have 3 rows and 2 columns. So it's 3 times 2. The middle one is 3 times 3. And the third one is also 3 times 3. So that's one way of writing it. The second way to write it would be to combine these two. And how we do that is we'd start with a 3 times 2. That one could stay the same. Then we're going to add 2 groups, because they're the same. 2 groups, 1, 2, of, and then that's multiplication because there's no sign between. 3 times 3. So we can put a number outside of a parenthesis, shows how many of the same model there is. A third way, change color to yellow now, could be 3 times all of these, and the 3 is going to represent 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 groups of 2 plus 3 plus 3. That one's a little more confusing, but it's the same thing. And how do you know if you've done them correctly? Well, one way to do it would be to count the number of dots. 6 plus 9 plus 9. So 6, 9, 9. 18 is 24. So if we do it correctly, we should get 24 each time. So 6 plus 9 plus 9. That's obviously correct. This one is 6 plus 2 groups of 9, because what's in parentheses we do first. Then we do order of operation still. 2 times 9 is 18. 6 plus 18 is 24. That one is correct. This one we have 3 times, we do this in parentheses first. 2, 3, 3 is 8. 3 times 8 is 24. So it's just different ways of looking at this. This one up here is showing, I don't know if it's easy to see or not, but there's 2 different colors. There's yellow, which was all of these were yellow, and over the top of the yellow I put some green. This is representing subtraction. So we have 5 rows times 3 columns, and then we're going to subtract away 3 times 2. Again, how do we know for right? We can count. We have 15 here. We take away 6. The answer needs to be 9. Well, let's see. 15 minus 6 equals 9. So that's a good representation. Alright. The other way to model it would be when they put it inside of these rectangles. And this is another, very similar to this, but this is going to show where variables come in. So we look at this one. This is 5. And then we're going to add to this. This is B dots. That means that there's going to be some dots here, but because it's a variable, we don't know how many dots there are going to be here. They represent it by showing 2 dots and then some smaller dots to say that it's going to go on for as long as we need it to go on. and then one at the end, again to show that we don't know how many dots there's going to be because it's a variable. So don't get really confused with the bottom part. Just understand that this is just representing the letter B, and this one is also representing the letter B. So when you see this variable at the top here, that's just telling you that we don't know how many dots are in this rectangle because it's a variable. That's one way of writing it. The other way of writing it would be 5 plus 2 groups of B, 2B, 2 times B. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an understanding on how we're going to be modeling the expressions. It can be confusing, but as we continue through, this is just a small part of the big picture of understanding algebra.